Joining us now to talk about the documentary and what the future holds for American innovation is the Executive Director of the Innovation Alliance, Brian Pomper. Brian, thanks for Skyping in from Washington. In this documentary, so good to have you, sir. You follow two first-time inventors. Why did you choose to follow their stories?
Well, we thought their story was really a great story and really indicative of the kind of inventive spirit and the sort of success that small inventors can and historically have had using the patent system in the United States to create a great product and create a business, create jobs out of it.
And speaking of patents, you talk about the current patent law debate. Can you break this down for us?
Sure. It's as you can imagine with patents, it's quite complex, but essentially it comes down to the idea that there are certain abuses in the system right now. There are some companies who are using procedures in ways that responsible patent holders most of the time wouldn't use. And there are legislative efforts to try to clamp down on those abuses. The concern from the group that I work with and many others from the biopharmaceutical industry and universities and medical device industry, many others, lots of entrepreneurs and startups, is that the sort of measures being proposed to target those abuses are far broader than they need to be and will impact legitimate, good innovation and activity in the United States and really hamper the enforcement of patents and depress job creation, weaken the patent system in ways that won't be good for the United States in the long run.
So if you were advising Congress and those writing regulations, what would that advice be, Brian?
It would be this. It would be that I think there is a lot of scope for us to come up with measures narrowly targeted to get at the abuse that we see in the system in ways that won't hurt real innovators and won't hurt innovation in the United States.
And explain, if you will, how does innovation drive economic growth?
Well, you know, I've always thought Americans are by nature inventive. I always say we were, after all, the United States founded by a nation of innovators, people willing to try something new. So we are an inventive, creative society, but it's the protection that intellectual property rights and patents in particular give to that invention that drive the investment and the ability to market and commercialize investments that do create jobs, make life better, healthier, safer for all of us.
And in the minute that remains, having spent 6 terms in Congress, I know a little bit of something about special interest groups. The big money groups trying to come in and crowd out the individuals and the entrepreneurs in this?
Well, that's really the concern, Congressman. I appreciate you raising that. It is often the case in Washington that the little guys and gals don't get their voices heard sufficiently or maybe as much as they should in Washington. So there is a concern that the interests that are really pushing a lot of these changes have a broader agenda than really just trying to go after the abuse in the system.
Well, so for those of us looking to be inspired to innovate, where can we check out your documentary? I know it was just released December 15th, correct?
That's right. Thank you so much. So you can go to inventingtonowhere.com and you can also go to the website savetheinventor.com and there's information there as well.
That's
and
great.
there also, I should say, at savetheinventor.com there's a petition for individuals to sign to tell Congress, please don't weaken our patent system in ways that'll hurt us.
See, one thing you can't innovate or improve on, the grassroots, but it's good you're using the internet to get that done. Brian Pomper, thank you so much as the director of the Innovation Alliance. Don't want to invent to nowhere. Got to keep those patents thriving for American, I think we used to say in the old days, good old-fashioned Yankee ingenuity.
There you go.
So that's something good to think about. Hey, this will about do it for us. Up next, Midpoint with Ed Berliner, followed at 3 by the Steve Malzberg Show. We'll be looking for you tomorrow, 9 a.m. in the east, 6 a.m. in the west. Stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.